All right, next video on the docket for me today is to do the June 2024 budget review. So June was a special month. I was over in Sweden visiting my husband, so there were some extra expenses related to that. If you watched the May budget review, then you know that we have a new member of the family in this household now. So Skugga had his next vet appointment that was due in June. So yeah, this is my last month of normalcy as far as work goes. I have one full-time job for the month of June, but as of Monday, June 24th, I am going to start my second full-time job. So this will be the last budget month that looks normal for me. Starting in July, I'm gonna have double paychecks coming in from both jobs. So that's gonna be fun to budget for. And the next video I'll film today is going to be the July budget plan. And then I'm going to film a huge announcement update video for you guys that I mentioned in the other one, I know, but I will get all of these videos uploaded as fast as my crappy internet can go. So yeah, with all that said, let's hop into the June budget review. All right, here we are looking at the June 2024 budget, starting at the top with my net income for the month. So the carryover from May was a little bit less than what I showed left over from the June budget. I can't remember why that is, if I ended up doing a little bit more spending and just forgot to budget it on May, or if I forgot to throw something in the May budget where the numbers didn't exactly add up. I can't remember. Anyway, I thought I had like $900 to roll over into June. By the time everything settled out, I actually had $885.59. That just goes to show that my budgets, even though I do budget to the penny, it's not perfect. Every once in a while, I'll forget to budget for something, or sometimes I'll even put the same thing in my budget twice and not realize it until I get to the end of the month and something doesn't add up. But by the end of the month, I am not going to go back through and try to figure out what it is that I did. It's fine. The main idea with my budgeting is to just keep a general idea of where my cash goes and keep track of things that I want to keep track of annually as the year goes on. That's why I have a year-to-date total column over here. So things that I like to keep an eye on for me is how much I'm spending on my meds, vites, and protein, and my personal miscellaneous spending. I like to keep an eye on that as well for reasons y'all can tell. But yeah, looking at my income for June 2024, I budgeted that I would bring in about $5,600 for the month, and I came in at just under $6,000 for the month. So reason for this is my paycheck number 2 here, I thought was going to be around the usual $23.50. That's what I make when I am working my normal schedule. But when I go on vacation, I get paid my base rate of pay, not my night shift differential that I get when I am working. So really, I should have budgeted a little bit less, but I kept it the same because my work does allow me to use extra hours to make up the difference for that night shift differential. And this time around, I did choose to take advantage of that because normally I save as much of my vacation hours, my PTO, as I possibly can so that I can take as many trips over to Sweden as I possibly can. But now that I am working 2 full-time jobs for a while here, my trips to Sweden are going to be delayed. So I decided to just start using extra PTO here and there to kind of help out with making this 2-job thing more doable. So yeah, for the vacation to Sweden, I did do 4 extra hours of PTO to cash out for every shift that I was gone, which actually ended up boosting the paycheck higher than what it usually is. So I put that money to good use. Let's see where it all went in my bills and spending section. Mortgage payment was $820 like usual. I owe $125,600 as of the start of June, and I paid off $213.70 worth of principal for the month of June. Utilities, I budgeted $125, but I came in a little bit higher here. What can I say? It's hot in North Carolina, y'all. So utilities came in at $142.22. Internet. So my internet went up by $5 a month. Am I annoyed by that? Yes, because it is super shitty internet that I have with AT&T. But the fiber internet is coming along pretty quickly here in the community. The entire town that I live in is getting fiber, and I can see the workers every day going to bury lines and everything. And recently, the line was buried in front of my house. So I really think that soon I'm going to have fiber internet, and not only will my internet be better, but it will be cheaper as well. It should drop to about $55 a month. So, considering I'm going to get it soon, yes, I could call AT&T and complain, but I don't care enough for $5 a month to do that, especially when I'm going to be changing providers here soon enough anyway. Gas and car wash for my car. I budgeted $75 this month because I knew I was going to be gone for about half the month while I was in Sweden, so I didn't expect to spend that much, and I was correct. I spent $65.93 for gas this month. Food and household, I budgeted $600. I was way over budget in my May budget review, as y'all saw. But I always budget the $600, and I knew I would likely come under that budget this month since I was gone for a couple weeks. So that makes sense. And I did stay under budget this month. I only spent $332.85. Side note there, I have started getting a delivery meal subscription service at my house. I decided to go with Cook Unity. I was looking at them versus Factor, and honestly, the deciding thing for me was when I went to Factor's website, I couldn't even look at their menu without putting in my credit card info. So I was like, screw y'all, I'm going to go with Cook Unity. And honestly, I am loving it, you guys. The food is really good. The portion sizes are generous. The convenience factor for me, especially working these 2 full-time jobs like I am really loving the simplicity of everything, and the variety is nice, and it only takes a couple of minutes to heat it up in the microwave when I'm at work. The food is really good. I'm really enjoying it, you guys. So I do have a new referral link for them in the description box below. If y'all are interested in trying any of these meal delivery services out there, I know that there's a bunch of them available, but if you opt to go with Cook Unity, then I do have a referral link for you, and I'm sure they're running some kind of promotion when you use a referral link, and I will also get a credit on my account if you guys use the referral link, so it's a win-win. Y'all know for years I have meal prepped everything myself, but in this case, I really feel like it is worth it for me to have some simplicity and convenience, so yeah, I'm enjoying it. Next thing on my list is yard care. I budget $150 every month, but for June I spent $110. Car insurance, I knew this was coming. I pay this semi-annually, so it was going to be $660.24, and that's where it landed on June 1st. So I won't have to pay this again until around December. Sweden, I did budget $500 for spending over there. I ended up going over a little bit, $620.77, no big deal there. Again, Christopher coming over here, my husband and me flying back with him over to Sweden. This was our last hurrah before my work grind really starts here. So honestly, if I had spent $1,600 while I was over there, I really wouldn't care. It is what it is. So I'm okay with only going over by $120. Skugga Vet, this was the other vet visit for him, and I was really happy. I only budgeted $150 because I thought this was just going to be a vaccine booster appointment for him, but I was happy because when I took him in for the vaccine booster appointment, or rather when my mom did, she took him for me, thankfully, so I could sleep. But anyway, so she took him in, and they actually had room available that same day to go ahead and get him neutered and do the microchip and all of those things. So I decided to go ahead and do all of that so that he would be done, set, finished for the year until next year when he needs his boosters and stuff again. So yeah, I budgeted 150 and came in at 277, but that's fine because now he is good to go for the next year. This payment to mom for $2,000. So yeah, this kind of has to do with all the life changes that I'm having recently. So y'all know that my plan is to eventually retire early, and move to Sweden. Originally, that timeline was looking like it was going to be a pretty good ways out, maybe even a decade or more, depending on how the market does. But with things being what they are, my timeline has significantly shortened with me taking on this second job and deciding not to save quite as much as I had originally thought for my fire timeline, for my goal for my fire number. So yeah, my mom, when I bought this house and did all the renovations and upgraded everything, she paid for a second parking space in my driveway, and it was about $2,000 to pour the concrete and get this second parking space made. The reason she did that is because she does spend a few months here and lives here every year. So she paid for a second parking space for her, and the thought was, you know, if it's going to be a decade or more before I'm able to fire and retire early in Sweden, that, you know, she would get good use out of that parking space. But now that my timeline has been significantly shortened, details on that in my big life update video and fire update video. Yeah, I decided the right thing to do would be to pay her back for getting that parking spot done, because really, she's not going to get the use out of it like she thought she would. So I sent $2,000 to pay her back for that extra parking space. Medicine, vitamins, protein. I did not do any spending in the month of June, and my personal miscellaneous spending, much more reasonable this month. I only spent $24.96, and really I didn't have to do that at all, but I just wanted to see how the international data would work with Mint Mobile while I was over in Sweden. I just wanted to see if it would work well, and it did. I was really impressed with it, you guys. I have been with Mint Mobile for years now. I left, I think I had Straight Talk, and it was like $60 some a month for the Straight Talk years ago. And now I'm with Mint Mobile. I spend like $230, $240 a year for my phone service. And yeah, I decided to buy some international data to see how it would work while I was over in Sweden, and it did great. I do also have a referral link for Mint Mobile down in the description box below if y'all want to give it a try. Really, it is so worth it. Yes, it's annoying to switch phone providers, but it took me just a couple hours one afternoon to do. It was simple as it could be, and I have not looked back since. I really do like them. I am not an affiliate of Mint Mobile, but I do have a referral link for them down below in the description box if you're interested. So totals for the month, I budgeted to spend a little over $3,000, but I spent a little over $5,000, but that was mostly due to me having the opportunity to get my mom paid back, and I just decided to do that in the month of June, especially considering I am going to be starting the 2 full-time jobs in the month of July. I really wanted to just get her paid back so I could focus heavily on the investing portion of the budget once I'm having double paychecks come in. So, speaking of the fire tracking investing portion of my budget here, this section of the budget is for channel members only, but I do still publicly show my savings rate for the month, which was 25.7% this month. And my am I FI yet? My number, this is my percentage progress towards my fire number. Last month, I was at 53%. This month, I am at 55%. So we're going in the right direction. And if you're a channel member, check the channel member section for the numbers for my June investing. As for the totals for June, y'all can see that I have about $118 left over at the end of the month. I do save a little bit just so I can pay my neighbor when he comes to do my yard work for me. So this $118 will roll over into the July budget. So that should wrap it up for this June budget. Let me go ahead and film the July budget preview. That's going to be an interesting one because now I'm going to be having double paychecks come in for July. So let's go see how those numbers will add up. Thanks for watching if you've made it to the end, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye, y'all.